you may have stumbled across my channel before. I do all sorts of videos, mainly making animations with not these exact figures. These were my nephews, but well, they were mine, but they're my nephew's toys. Anyway, yeah, I make animations. I also am a big fan of video games, movies, TV things, so I thought I'd branch into that kind of thing. So for my first video where I'm sort of on camera, apart from one of my very first videos where I reviewed the Nintendo 64, I'm going to be doing my top 10 video games that I love. Now, they may not be the greatest games of all time, I'll be saying that, but they're my favourite games. They're games that I can come to at any point if I'm feeling a bit down or anything. These are games that I can go to and just pick up and go and run with, you know. Lately, they've been very helpful for me. I've been going through them with my best friend, and because we have very similar interests and very similar games and experiences with these games. Well, without further ado and without wasting any more of your time, I will take you through them. They're in no particular order. These are just 10 games that I love and that I will always hold dear to my heart. So, like I said, no particular order. The first one is Tomb Raider. Now, you may be familiar with Tomb Raider. This is the original Tomb Raider on the PlayStation 1, in its big box format, in the UK anyway. My uncle introduced me to this, actually, but when I was a kid. I was born in 1998, so I was a little bit after these were really popular, obviously. These were probably 10 years old when I started playing them. Like Tomb Raider Anniversary, but I went back and played this because my uncle had this copy, but I had to purchase it because he's a massive fan of these himself. This game, I've played it a number of times over the years, and it is just a phenomenally good game. It just from the start, it's the first entry in the series, and it is a brilliant game, and I can always come back to it. It's so nostalgic to me. I love it in every way. I've played this one. I've played the obviously Tomb Raider Anniversary, which I used to play with my uncle all the time. He'd come around my house to help me do bits I was stuck on and things, and when I did finally get around to this one, he did sort of help me, but I was already well aware and established with this. Been playing it from probably about the age of 4 or 5, all the way up to now, and I'm 25 this year, so 20 years with this game, and I still cannot get enough of it. It's just a masterpiece. Right, so my next game, if you know me, which at the moment none of you do, even though this is one of my all-time favourites now, Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1. Obviously they have done remakes, as you know, and the remakes are very good as well, but this one is the one I completed first. This one was an accomplishment. I completed it when I was about 15 or 16 years of age, so a few years ago now, and I loved it. At the time, the first one I played up to that point was Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 6. Oh, and I did play 5 as well, because when I was at school, everybody wanted to play Resident Evil 5, the co-op online. I used to play with a couple of my friends. Anyway, but this one, just everything about the atmosphere, the music, the characters. Leon is still one of my favourite video game characters of all time. He's brilliant. Claire, just fantastic. Both of them fantastic. The story is fantastic, phenomenal. I'm going to use that word a lot, I think, today because of the games that I've got next to me, which will all be revealed. But this one, just everything about it, I cannot honestly get enough. Just look at the box art. Look at that. This is the PAL European version. so much better than the American version if you've ever seen the American one. This, just, I love this game. Love it. Right, so on to number 3. Well, they're all on par with one another. This game, this isn't my original copy because my original copy was lost many years ago, but I did buy this one probably about 10 years ago. And, well, the backstory behind this game is my uncle had a PlayStation 1, I didn't. At the time he did give me his PlayStation, and this game is one of the games he gave to me when I had the PlayStation 1 initially off him, when I was about 4 years of age. And that is Medieval on the PS1. And this game, I've just got so many good memories with this game. It's everything that you want. It's Tim Burton-esque, which I'm sure if you've seen other people reviewing this game, that they will tell you that, you know, this game is very Tim Burton-like one of his films, like Nightmare Before Christmas and things like that. The art style, I love the art style. The action, it's a hack and slash style of game, like a 3D Ghosts and Goblins. It's a very, I just love it. They did a remake of it a couple of years ago, which is quite accessible. Very similar to this. The only complaint that I have with all of the Medieval games is the quite dated third-person camera, which, you know, you get used to it after a little bit, but when they did the remake, that was my only gripe, was that they hadn't updated it to like a more modern style of camera, which, you know, ordinarily wouldn't be a problem. It's not a problem with this, because this is a PlayStation 1 game from 1998, but with a 2018 release, I would have thought they would have put a bit more effort into that, improving it anyway. Right, on to my next pick is a Dreamcast game, actually. Dreamcast is probably my second favourite games console after the PlayStation 2, even though I've just gone through 3 different PlayStation 1 games. This game is the Floygan Bros. Now, nobody else in the world, I think, has got this on their top 10 list. This is probably pretty unique. All the others, yeah, probably. But this one is a bit of a weird one. So it's like Laurel and Hardy, the video game, I would say. If you've ever watched one of their shorts or films when you were a kid, this is very similar. I played this again with my uncle when I was a kid. Another game that I couldn't find it, but one that I would probably lump in with this lot is Gauntlet Legends on the PS1. That game's a classic. If this was if I could do 11, which, you know, I might do another day, that's going to be in there. But this game, cracking. It's just fun. It's funny. It's a platformer, mini game style, sort of family friendly. Just look at that cover. I mean, like, anyway, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's not like Tom and Jerry. It's just fun, funny, stupid, ridiculous fun, and that's why I love it. It's just good fun. It reminds me. It takes me right back to being 4 years old again, or 5 years old, however old you are when you have memories. Right, so the next game, excuse the rain, I'm in my conservatory, it's a biggie. So I played this for the first time probably about 5 years ago, and this was the first Dreamcast game, and I have completed ever since, that I completed 100%, and that is Shenmue, the original Shenmue. So they've made 2 others obviously since, but this one is the only one that I would say is a bona fide classic. Now the second one is probably considered pretty close, but this one's like Life Simulator, and I know you shouldn't, you know, it's a bit weird simulating life when you can do it in real life, but you know, certain things in this I can relate to. In this you get to work on a dock, and about 5 years ago I also did that same job that you do on here. So I thought that was like kind of novel. Now I don't relate to the revenge story too much, thankfully, but the story in this, so immersive, the world sucks you right in, everything about it, brilliant. Again, it's just another cracking game. Can't say enough about this one really. although I'm going to have to because I'm not sure how much space I've got left on this thing. Right, anyway, on to the next. So, this one's going to be a bit of a weird one as well. So, you'll notice all the other games I've got on there are adventure, action, platformers, hack and slash kind of games, cartoony in some ways. Now, this one is going to be the outlier of the group. There's nothing else in this selection that is anything like this one. Okay? Call of Duty World at War on the PlayStation 3. Now I know you're thinking, Alex, what the hell? That it's an FPS, and it's from a period of my life where I was playing a lot of one. Now I would have said Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 would have been probably good contenders for this, but this one, I love the story on this one. This one is it sucks me into it. I'm very interested in the Second World War, and I know that it's not factual as such, but a lot of the things in it did happen. Okay, and I know that you get to pick your own course and things. You shoot who you want to shoot, kind of thing. But this is just a fun shooter. I love it. I can't get enough of this game either. Whenever I feel like I need to shoot something, this is the game I go to. It's just fun. Balls to the wall, explosions, just, I'm not being very good at this. This is my first time doing anything like this, but this game is a good one. If you're going to play any Call of Duty games, that's one that I would play. So the next game is a game, is part of a franchise I've already mentioned before, actually. Now, I won't let you guess, I'll just show it to you. Tomb Raider Legend. Nobody's favourite, apart from mine. I think this is great fun. Everything about it. Now, I know it's a very easy game to play. There's not a whole lot of challenges. Okay, there's a couple of bits, and there's like a lot of QTEs and things in it, but it's just a fun game. You know what I mean? That back cover with her on the wall there from the opening of the game. It reminds me, it's like everything you want out of an adventure game for me. It's like Indiana Jones, it's like, it's Tomb Raider. Well, what more can you say? It's a Tomb Raider, it's the first one that's not made by Core. This was a good, this is Crystal Dynamics, the guys who did the Gex games, and this is just, it's a great game. Good fun, great fun actually. I might play later. So the next one, I've said for a long time, is my favourite game of all time. But over the years, your tastes change. But this one, I will always say as being one of the games that got me into video games proper. Apart from the PS1 and the Dreamcast, this sort of took me through my childhood, from the age of about 7, probably in my early teens. It didn't take me that long to complete it, but like the story stuck with me and still does. That's Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. The other three I should say, because there's one after this one as well on the PlayStation 3 and the PS Vita. Sly Raccoon, I love that game as well, and Sly 2 Band of Thieves, although the only gripe is it's a bit too long and a lot of filler, not enough killer, but it is very good. This one though is the perfect balance. It gets it just right pretty much. There's a few things in it that are a bit of a niggle. I can probably talk for hours about this game, but I won't because I don't want to waste your time too much. But this game, it's got so much variety in it. It is a traditional platformer / collectathon type of thing, not in the same vein as say Mario 64 or whatever, which I've got in the other room on the N64, which is odd. I haven't actually got any of those games in here. Anyway, doesn't matter. But this game, the story, the characters, the humour, the style, the art style, cel shaded, very similar to say like Zelda, Wind Waker. Well, not really, but in terms of like the overall sort of like the cel shaded graphics and things, I honestly, this game, I think it still is probably my #1 favourite. even though I've got 2 more to go, which are pretty much on par with this in terms of childhood influence and my love of video games in general. As you can tell by most of my games, it's sort of typical of my age group, I suppose, in terms of things that we liked when we were younger. Anyway, the next one is a game that me and my friend have been, we completed it the other day on his PlayStation 4 because they did the HD remaster a good few years ago now. Same with the Sly games and other things that they've done. But this is Jak and Daxter and the Precursor Legacy. Now this game, I used to play this with my uncle as well when I was a kid. Pretty much all these games I used to play with my uncle. He's a big gamer, so he introduced me into this world when I was very young, and this game came out in 2001, so I was, 3, 4 when this came out. I didn't have it when it first came out, obviously. I had it a couple of years later because I didn't have a PlayStation 1 when it first came out. I had a PlayStation 1 PlayStation 2 a few years later. I can't remember how old I was, maybe about 6. But this was one of the first games that I got, and this is my original copy, and I love it. The platforming, the adventure, the sense of adventure, the only thing that I can compare it to is Zelda for that, apart from there's a bit of cave spelunking, exploring in the spider caves near the end of the game, but the characters, Dexter, he's a little legend. Wouldn't really want him as a pet myself, but or a mate. But he is good fun. It's just a cracking game. It's good fun, good solid fun. And when I was a kid, I loved it. I still do. And me and my friend, we still play it to this day. Every couple of years, we go back to it and play it. I play it here. I've got the HD collection. Got this. Although I've been playing my original copy lately, just for the nostalgia. It's got a map inside it. I know. Platinum, but I hate the platinum disc. What can you do? That's what it came with when I got it in Game Station years ago. Anyway, without further ado, my next game, now it's not my favourite of course, there's no favourites here, they're all my favourites is what I should say, they're like my children. I can't pick a number 1. Sly 3, but I can't pick a number 1. But this one, I've got some strong memories of this one. When I was a kid, I used to draw the characters all the time. I thought that the world that it created was just next level. And that is the original Ratchet & Clank on the PlayStation 2. This game, not a game changer, very similar to the previous 2 entries. In fact, they tend to be grouped together quite often. I'm going to do the same. This one is great. Great stuff. Anyway, I won't waffle on too much more. So, thank you for watching my first video. I hope to be doing a few more in the future. This was my set for today. These are the games that I picked. I highly recommend all of them. They're all great fun. You may spend 10 minutes or you may spend 10 hours with each of them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you again. Bye.